Whew. Few minutes late. My apologies, most definitely. Well, hello.
Good evening. How's it going?
I'm all right. Sorry for being a few minutes late. I was talking to my father, kind of spilled over there. So sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. I know I'll be talking to my dad and lose track of time.
Yeah. Well, welcome. What would you like me to call you? Hey, Fresh or
Yeah, some people call me K Fresh. Anything's fine.
okay, cool. Well, welcome. Before we get started, I always ask the guests, what was the most positive thing you took from 2020?
Oh, well, from 2020, I honestly would have to say that even though 2020 was a rough year for a lot of people, I think the silver lining was it really did make people think about what they really wanted to truly do and what impact they wanted to have on the world. And me personally, that really encouraged me and motivated me to start my clothing line, which is Fresh Creations. And basically, it's a streetwear brand that aims to build confidence in the wearer. So I think that 2020, again, although it was rough, it really helped me face my fear to do something that I've been wanting to do since like 2006. So very excited to be able to do that. And shout out to some people that I already see in the in the room. What's up, y'all?
Yeah, hello everybody joining. You know what I mean? I really do a bad job of interacting with the crowd.
I got you. I got you.
But okay. Well, I know you just went into a little bit about yourself. Could you tell us a little bit more about yourself? Who you are, where you from, what you do?
Absolutely, yeah. So for everybody who does not know me, but shout out to everybody who's already following me. It's your girl Kicks for Fresh, or K Fresh for short, or K if you want to call me that, or Fresh. I know there's a lot of people who got Fresh and Kicks in their name. But basically what I do by day, I'm a glorified event planner. So I do plan events. Thankful to still have my job since, COVID kind of ruined that for a lot of people. But obviously on my free time, I do have an Instagram, which is Kicks Refresh that y'all see here. But also I have a YouTube channel, which I do sneaker reviews, clothing hauls, and how to style. This is what I do at the intro of all of my videos. I was born and raised in a very small town in Kansas where sneakers and sneakerheads did not exist for a very long time. So my passion for sneakers really came from seeing my dad wear the sneakers when he played basketball in high school, as well as on his what do you call those? I don't want to say intramural teams, but you know how you have like the team that's just in the city, like a city team, a club, or whatever. But I'm an Army brat, so my mother was actually in the Army, so I would actually go up on post and watch him play basketball, and that's where I literally saw all the sneakers. So that's me. I'm just a fun, positive person. A lot of people say I have a really kind and, welcoming spirit, which I really like that I have that, because I feel like I took that from my family. Like that was something that was always instilled in us as kids. But, that is me in a nutshell. I have a really weird fact that I always like to share with people, but on my dad's side of the family, we have 9 sets of twins. So, yeah, no problem. What's up, y'all? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you had froze for a hot second there, but it's all good. I heard you.
Yeah, so we have 9 sets of twins in our family. I always like to tell that fact because people are like, wow, like we truly have 9 sets of twins. And I saw 3 sets during Memorial Day weekend. But that's just a little bit about me aside from, the sneakers.
Okay.
What
All
up,
right.
y'all? What up, y'all?
Yeah, what's up, everybody joining? Hello, everybody. Um, so I guess we'll kind of dig into, your sneaker origin. Who's your earliest sneaker memory?
My earliest sneaker memory is actually a girl of mine, and I know you probably are going to ask me about what my girl sneaker is, but in 97, well, really 96, 97 was a really hard year for me and my family. We actually moved from Kansas to St. Louis, Missouri. So that was not only a culture shock for me as being someone who was always in a classroom with a whole bunch of, white people or Caucasian to you know, all black people. And one of the things that I recognize and realize is that sneakers was a thing, you know, like for the first time, I'm like, wow, other people wear these sneakers. I've seen these. I know what these are. And my dad actually, I begged him. The next time he came down to St. Louis to purchase me a pair of sneakers. And the first pair that I remember was actually the Reebok Answer Ones. So the OGs that are like navy and kind of have like a kind of black speckled, you know, outsole. And so I loved those sneakers till they fell apart. And I've told this story before, but basically I was on the stove. I was making some caramel apples. So you know how back in the day you had to make the caramel on the stove. I dropped the caramel, the whole pan, and it fell on my shoe, and it hardened so fast because you know those sneakers were patent leather that like I couldn't even get the caramel off of there. So that was like the earliest memory that I had for a shoe that is my girl sneaker. I need them to come back. They bringing out all these questions, like bring back the answers, please, so your girl can have that shoe. I know that they have them in like the red, white, and gold, but I just need that particular specific shoe because for me, that was a moment in time where I finally felt like I fit in a space that was unfamiliar to me. And that was the first time that I kind of felt like being more confident in the space because I had these sneakers that, you know, at the time AI was like at the prime of his career. Well, I mean, I'm only 33, just to give you all my age. So imagine how young I was in '97. So seeing anybody on TV doing their thing, you know, basketball, like you just see a superstar. You know, you don't really understand the game at that time.
For sure. You know, I'm really into basketball, so you know, I've never had the pleasure of owning the Answer Ones. I have that 5 and, you know, plenty of questions, but I never had that Answer One, the OG, or I'm kind of ashamed. So, you know.
What's up, y'all? What's up?
All right. How old were you in '97 if you're 33?
Somebody said I was 9, so they did the math for me. I was 9.
Makes me feel really old. Okay. All right. I was like 17 '97, so.
Y'all get into these curls, y'all. First of all, get into these curls. Sorry, I'm animated when it comes to being on live.
I subscribed and watched a few of your, you know, your YouTube vids. So, you know, I needed to kind of know, you know, how it was going to be. You know, I watched your Jordan 6, the lime green pair that just came out.
Yeah, those are dope.
You know, I'm waiting on mine to come. I actually hit on sneakers on those. The 6 is the one they can do almost anything to it, and I'm still gonna look at it a little bit because it's a 6.
Yeah.
But okay. Well, you kind of already told me my next question or giving me the answer. What shoe got you? Do you consider yourself a collector?
That's a good question. I'll be honest and say that I have like my moments when I pick up a lot of sneakers, and I have my moments when I'm kind of moved on to other things. So you said you've kind of checked out some stuff on my YouTube. I'm really big into getting sales. So I like to get stuff on sale. So for me, oftentimes than not, I'm trying to get some sort of clothing item. I'm going into the Nike outlet and getting a little $15 holla Nike, you know. So for me, it's not always been about new releases. Yes, I do tend to show that on my channel, but, you know, for me, I just go into these kind of waves of like, I gotta have this shoe, I gotta have this shoe, I gotta have this shoe too. I have enough. I need to offload some, you know, something that I'm like, this really isn't my style anymore. I thought I was gonna like it. Now I'm like, I've gotten my wares out of it, and I might offload it. I might give it to a family member. I might sell it. I might trade it in. So I think for me, I don't consider myself a collector. I just consider myself someone who loves sneakers. Like, you know, loves getting new things, new sneakers, new clothing. It's a confidence booster for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to explain it. I know that some people kind of could feel the same way, but to me, it's like, it's something where, how do you call it? Like, almost like a vice, I guess you say. Like, you chasing something, you get that high, and then you're like, kind of on to the next thing. But anybody who knows anything about me, 2 years ago, it was Kate Spade purses. Like, I was like, I gotta have every Kate Spade. Homegirl got a new purse out. I need that, you know? And now it's like, let me get back into the, you know, the sneakers. So I actually took a break for probably close to 10 years, honestly, because I was in college 10 years ago, and I just could not keep up with that. You know, I did not have the money. I didn't have a car my whole 4 years in college, so I just had other things that I needed to take care of in order to, you know, better myself.
Yeah, I hear you. I was fortunate that, you know, I was in college when retros were new. So
Mm-hmm.
now, and they were so much cheaper that,
Yeah.
you know, back then I felt like retros came out like maybe once every 2 months, you know,
Mm-hmm.
every week like they are now. So I definitely understand, you know, how, you know, that college money is different
Right.
than adult money. So
Man, look, you either eating or you getting these new shoes and you starving, and I couldn't do that, you know.
rich parents, which I was not that.
Right.
But okay, you know, I forgot to ask, what did you break out today?
What did I break out today? So I actually had to work. And sometimes I shift from being work from home to being on campus. So when I am on campus, I'm not able to wear sneakers. So right now, all I have on is my Yeezy slides. That's kind of like this is like a house shoe to me right now. So this is really the only thing that I've had on today.
Okay. How do you feel about the foam runner?
I actually, I kind of felt that a little bit with the oh my gosh, the slides. So, you know, once I got them in hand, I liked them a little bit more, just in terms of them actually being on my feet. So I would like to actually get a pair, which I know I'm never going to get a pair for retail, unless I get really, really lucky, just to see, you know, what they're all about. And I think that's also the beauty of loving shoes and loving, you know, sneakers and different technology, and really seeing the creativity of people like Kanye West. You gotta, if you don't like it, you at least gotta appreciate it, because he's doing something that a lot of people would not do or afraid to do, I guess, in a sense. So, you know, I would love to see that, what do you call it, slide shoe? I don't know what you can call them, foam runner.
Gotcha. Hello to everybody.
What's up?
Hello.
What's up, technology?
You know. All right. So did you have an aha moment, or a moment where you realized, damn, I'm really in this? You know what I'm saying? Like, really real life in this shoe life. You have a moment?
Um, Yeah, so I have twin brothers, like I said earlier, and we're 5 years apart, so they're in their late 20s. But when I was younger, all of us were younger, I was, like I said, in college, and they were working. They were already working. They were doing community college, and they were working almost full time. And my aha moment in that was one of my brothers, Chaz, actually wears the same size as I do in sneakers. So we've been wearing the same size probably close to 10, 15 years. It's really weird because, like, I'll get up to an 8 and then he'll be an 8, and then I'll get to the 8.5 and he'll be an 8.5, and I'm in a 9. Now he's a 9. But my aha moment, like you said, was when I actually had him purchase these. I have these right here. This is actually my oldest pair of sneakers. Now they're not that old, so y'all be careful, beware. But this is the Anthracite 9. So he actually purchased these for me. Yes, I love to see it. So he purchased these for me as a present because I had graduated from grad school, and he knows like that I love sneakers, and these were the exact ones that I like wanted. So to me, I don't know if this is a sleeper shoe to people. I know people kind of sleep on 9s, but this means a lot to me. The fact that my little brother, like, you know, going to school kind of part-time and working, and still able to, you know, bust out these coins for your girl, you know, because he knows that I love. And that's when I knew I was like, I am in this to win it, because if I can get people like my little brother to buy me shoes, like I'm capable of anything at this point.
I feel it. I feel it. I feel like, as far as sleeper shoes, if you remember, go back to 2015 when those nines came out,
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of a year cut in half. It was like for the first half of the year, before you took over, Jordans was still hot. After the board '07, it was like everything was kind of a brick, it seemed like, because you had those Marvin and
Yeah.
Martian 7. You had those statue nines, the nines we just both held up, the anthracites, sweaters.
That's crazy. You had them so close to you.
Yeah, the sweater 7s, 3-peat 8s,
Mm-hmm.
aquas, like none of those shoes sold. You know, at least at the store I
Right,
was.
right.
Maroon 6s, like 72 and 10,
Mm-hmm.
and the UNC 1 were the only shoes that people really came for, you know, that second half. So I think Jordans as a whole were, everybody was so on Yeezys, you know what I mean? Except
Yeah. Yeah. But I will say, though, that sometimes can be a regional thing or kind of a statewide thing because, again, I was in Kansas and the sneakers, in my opinion, were still not easy to get because our stores were only getting, you know, a handful of pairs, you know, so you really did have to either, you know, be plugged in and, you know, really just kind of knowing somebody. So I think that really what he ended up having to do was, you know, talk to the homeboy in the store, put this aside for my sister, whoop-de-woo. You know, we didn't have a plentiful amount of pairs. Like, we are in the boondocks. So this wasn't, I don't know if you know where St. Joseph, Missouri is, but it's about 35, maybe 40 minutes from Kansas City. So it's a small town in Missouri, and they have a mall there. So, like, it's not like, you know, they got tons and tons of pairs. So I get what you're saying, but at the same time, like, from my perspective, being in a small town, we had to either travel to the bigger kind of cities to get stuff, or, you know, we kind of had to be lucky because there wasn't that many pairs in the mall.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I live in North Carolina now. We've been living here for 10 months, but I am from Cleveland, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the privilege of working for the only Tier 0 Nike account in Cleveland. So everything, but I don't know, that second half of 15, I had a hard time selling every Jordan. That way. Yeah, after the board, I was the last one where I had people like sleeping outside. You know, you had the shattered backboards and the Chicagos, all that good stuff early. But I didn't
that makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't know you were in a small town like that. So yeah, it's a hard. I got you. Well, this kind of leads into my next question. You know, when you were young, you know, when you started buying sneakers, or even before your, you know, parents were buying you sneakers, did you have a favorite place you used to cop from back in the day?
That's a great question. Well, I'll say that, like, I really didn't start buying my own sneakers until I was in high school. And in high school, I actually did not even really, honestly, I really didn't have a job in high school, but let me tell you, I was getting these sneakers. So I have two best friends that are still, like, my best friends to this day. And we went to high school together, and they had jobs. So, you know, if they were rocking the freshest all white Air Force, okay, Fresh had a pair. That was just how, you know, cool and tight knit we were. So when we were going to the malls and getting, the sneakers and everything, it honestly was the Air Force One. I was in St. Louis, Missouri when that, you know, the song came out with Nelly, and, like, you just really couldn't tell the city nothing. Like, that was the Air Force One equaled Nelly and, you know, Dirty A&T. Like, that was it. That was the hottest thing for our city as well as the U.S. at this point. So our favorite store, I can't remember what store it actually was, but we had a mall called Northwest Plaza that no longer exists. And I honestly believe it may have been Finish Line or Champs. I can't remember, to be honest with you, because, again, like, I wasn't even buying the shit. Somebody else was, but that's all a blur because I graduated in, 2006. That was a very long time ago. What up, Steph Kicks? I don't remember. That's a great question, though.
What's up, everybody joining?
What up?
Now, what's your favorite place to cop sneakers currently?
Wherever I can get them at. Honestly, when I go into a mall, like, if I'm really just looking for just a 270, for example, you know, you got lots of colors, you got lots of style, you probably got lots of sizes. I'm going to honestly hit up all of them. So I'm going to go into Champs, I'm going to go into Foot Locker, I'm going to go to Finish Line. Normally, Champs always has my size. So I am a 9s men, but I'm a 10.5 in women's. So for a lot of times when I go into like something like a Foot Locker, they don't be having the 10.5s. And they darn sure sometimes don't even have them online. So what I've found is I do really have to go to Champs if it's a women's sneaker. If it's a men's, like I usually get pretty lucky, you know, with the 9s. But for some reason, and maybe you could speak to that, you know, I don't feel like there's enough, like it's not as many 10.5s in store, even if they might not even get them or like they just don't have any ever.
All right, I'll be honest. Having managed for Hibbett Sports, Foot Locker, Foot Action, PLR, that's my, I'm sorry. I've only seen a women's 10.5 a few times, and that's something kind of close to home because my wife also wears a women's 10, but sometimes she'll try to go for half too, and that's really an online thing. It's sort of like how Nike produces shoes in a men's 12. They never make it to it, just usually be online. You have to get it through Nike. So I really think the women's 10.5 is like a men's 12.5, but 10 is a tough thing. Like when you were talking earlier about getting stuff on sale, that's what I do. I mean, I don't really get a lot of new release Jordans. I only bought 2 this year, but I'm a wait out kind of guy. Certain Nike shoes, Jordans that people may not remember or care about, I'll wait for it to go on sale. I'm like, oh, it's the Air Metal Max from '97. I wanted these back. It's a random trainer that's not linked to an athlete, so it's not a Griffey or a Barkley or anything. These probably are going to get down to 90, then they make it down to 69. You know what I mean? Like I can do that. Wearing the size that you wear, whether you're getting a women's shoe, just like my wife, like y'all don't really have that luxury. So I definitely understand what you're saying, but I really 10.5 a few times in a store.
Yes, it's difficult. So, and that's another reason why I wear, you know, obviously a lot of men's sneakers, because I feel like I can get a 9 way quicker, or even an 8.5 way easier than a women's actual women's sneaker.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, buying sneakers, I mean, price is always a factor, I feel like, in any of us, you know, buying sneakers. But what else influences your sneaker purchasing habits?
Instagram, YouTube. Definitely, I have been fortunate enough that I feel that COVID has really brought a lot of us together to be a part of this thing we call sneaker community. A lot of people on this live I never met a day in my life, but they show up and they show out, and I'm thankful for that. Because just like you want to have friends at work, and you want to have friends in school, and you want to have, you know, just a friend group in general, you want to feel like you have a sense of belonging. I feel that on Instagram, and I think that's a wonderful thing. And so, you know, unfortunately, they do influence me to buy a lot of sneakers. I will say that, you know, I still am very, I would say I keep that same energy. If I'm not checking for a shoe, I'm not getting it. One, there could be a lot of reasons. One, I don't have the money. Two, I don't wear the color. So like the metallic purple, I don't wear purple, and I'm not trying to wear purple. Like in 2021, you're not about to make purple and me happy. That is because I'm a Jayhawk. So I went to the University of Kansas. I have 2 degrees, and K-State at the time, the Sunflower Showdown, you was not wearing purple in that arena. Like, I'm just saying. So, you know.
Jersey. I saw you with the jerseys.
Yes, with the Wayne Simeon jersey. So I think that, you know, obviously it, you know, drives my sneaker purchases. And there's some people on here that will post some sneakers that I've never seen before. Just some, you know, it may be an older shoe that is plentiful and you can get it online for cheap. Or it could be something, like I said earlier, Air Max 270, which when those came out, you know, I saw those in the airport, and I was like, as soon as I get off of this train, I'm buying a pair of 270s. So, you know, you just are influenced by a lot that you see, but Instagram is definitely the culprit today.
Okay. Now,
you mentioned no purple slander.
Well, I was just gonna say, you've mentioned the Air Max 270 a couple times now. You're talking about the very first 270.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah,
This
I
is
had them in. I got them in red and white, black and white, and I had another pair, but I gave those to somebody.
now, if you like that model, do you feel like that model has the staying power of a 90 or a 95, or you know,
Um,
new models are they're kind of hit or miss. They
yeah.
either miss.
I don't know. Here's the thing. I have quite a few 90s. 90 is one of my favorite silhouettes. But with the 270, one of the reasons why I actually stopped buying them is I personally don't like how they wear down. So I don't know if that makes sense, but the 4 foot, and then you obviously have this 270. I feel like it just, when you start wearing it, it wears down really weird. And I feel like I don't get that with the 90. And so I stopped buying them after the third pair because I'm like, I just don't really like how they look when they're beat. People say you beat your shoes or they're beaters. And so I don't think that they would have the staying power, but you just never know, because at this point there's so many sneakers out right now that, people thought that the 2 was going to be this next wave. And I hardly see anybody out here with 2090s. I don't know if anybody's even got a pair of 2090s at this point.
Since it was a new technology, usually a new Air Max model, I usually try to get at least one.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. I mean, the only person I know that really, like my son, for some reason, he's on the third colorway of that shoe.
Nice.
I only got the very first color. This is it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna take my AirPods out.
What is your?
Give me 1 second. All right, can you hear me now?
Yes.
I had to take my AirPods out. What'd you say?
What's your most recent cop? Is it the 6?
Yeah, it would be the 6s. I have them over here. I can show the people, since I don't know. I feel like a lot of people, maybe I'm just assuming, a lot of people really weren't checking for this sneaker. But thank you, because I was able to get them.
That shoe, you could pretty much bring out that shoe in any color with that black base, and it's gonna sell. Like, I bought them because I really regret not getting the black UNC. Those out on my birthday, but my wife had laced me so well, I had actually forgotten.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it was too late. I wear 12, 11 and a half, so.
Jeez.
So.
It is what it is. Another shoe, another day, another shoe.
Yeah, and then trying to find them used, they're either $400 and booked.
Wow.
I never could find them in good shape, but it's all good. So you spoke about the pandemic. What's your biggest change or biggest adjustment you've had to make post-pandemic involving sneakers?
Involving sneakers? I felt like I had a lot more time on my hands to actually purchase sneakers than I did pre-pandemic. And obviously what I mean by that is we're all home. For some people, they were out of work. I was thankful that I wasn't out of work, but I just felt like I just had so much more time to cop. And that to me was a change because I kind of outgrew the storage that I had for my sneakers. So I had to reconfigure, and then, now I'm doing, the YouTube. So I'm having to go back and kind of really organize. For some reason, I don't organize very well when it comes to sneakers. So I'm like, where are my XYZ? And they're upstairs around the corner and in the back bedroom. And then all the rest of the 90s might be down here. So I really had to think about what I had and not, I don't want to say hoard, but I had to really just clean. I had to really get it together. And I feel like that was kind of a blessing and a curse because it helped me to become more creative with my YouTube. And that's why I wanted to incorporate the How to Styles. I think that was something that came through the pandemic as well. You're sitting at home, you got all these clothes. You're like, let me put together a couple fits and do a video and, show people how that I would style it. So it kind of worked out in the end.
Yeah, YouTube has been it's been both of us, I feel like. I mean, we both over 1,000 followers or subscribers.
Yeah.
I had to kind of start doing my YouTube a little differently because the way I used to do it, you know, people will buy shoes to review them and sell them, you know. But since I was running Hibbett Sports and we would get the shoes a month or two in advance, I would just from my desk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would get more views and more viewing time, which helped with the monetization because I had to before everybody else was reviewing them, you know, especially the Jordans. But
yeah,
I work for Converse now. I can't really review the shoes until I get them. So kind of made me take my direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think for me, obviously, I don't purchase sneakers early. Like, that's just not something that I do. I don't, you know, bust myself over the head to get a shoe to put on my YouTube. But, you know, what I've tried to do, and I'm trying to continuously get better at this, but, you know, really when you do a YouTube video, it is supposed to be something that is helpful to the viewer. So, yes, I can do a review on a Jordan 6 Carmine or, you know, Fire Red 4, but at this point, by the time I do the review, like you said, one, there's a million other reviews and early reviews, and two, you know, if you're just reviewing it, that doesn't give any helpful information. Like, they could just click the first one that they see and be done. So that's another reason why I started incorporating the how to style, because I feel that most people are like, when they get a new shoe or they have a shoe or they're thinking about getting a shoe, they also want to maybe see how to style it, or also they want to know about sizing information, or also they want to know about comfort. Because let's be honest, some people that buy sneakers, they may not know exactly what it is that they're getting. So like, I did a review on a Vapor Max Plus. It was a new colorway. It had just came out. That video ended up doing very well because a lot of people wanted to know, how do they fit? Are they comfortable? You know, what was my general assessment of the shoe? And then they may go to the Nike outlet, for example, and get a pair for $65, you know, or whatever the case may be, versus just strictly having Jordan. So like I said, I'm trying to be better at that, but there's also a part of me that likes to just share with my subscribers the new pickups. So that's a different thing. Like, I'm still going to do a video on, you know, the Jordan 11 Low Citrus because I love that shoe. I'm glad that I have it. It's a women's release, but at the same time, I'm probably not going to get as many views because it's not a helpful video, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I went through the same thing. So it's interesting, and it's cool at the same time to, you know, hear somebody else's take on that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, getting back to the shoes, what's the pair of shoes you have on dead stock?
I have, actually, I can show you a couple pair. One that I just got on sale. So I think that I just want to show them off because, like I said, I love a good deal. So, you know, K-Fresh got the deals. So these I have not worn yet. I just got them this weekend. I got these for $15 at the Van store.
Nice.
So you can't beat that. You know what I'm saying? So because I just bought them there on DS. And then these are still DS.
Okay.
These are my Cobalts. I have a couple of Blazers that are on DS. Honestly, sometimes I be forgetting which ones I haven't worn yet. And I honestly will try to wear them. I like to wear my shoes. Like, generally speaking, I like to wear my shoes. Like, I don't know. I went to the casino the other day and I actually pulled out my Jordan 1 Low, the Hyper Royals. I have worn them before, but I realized that I hadn't. And I'm like, well, why would I wear these when I only wore those other ones once? So I'm like, let me throw these on. I wear my shoes. I know some people, they like to sit and look at them and watch them collect dust and turn yellow and not wear them, but I'd rather them have some character while they turn yellow.
All right, that's fair. So, you know, I have to ask you now, is there a shoe in your collection that you haven't worn that you won't wear?
No, because it probably would have been my Flints if I would have had two pair, because Flint, again, was another sneaker that was reminiscent of, you know, me moving to St. Louis and that sneaker coming out and really wanting that sneaker, as well as having the Answer 1.
But probably if I had the answer one, like, I don't know if I could wear it. Like, I don't know. That's the only sneaker. Just because, like I said earlier, like, it was a time in my life that was very significant. Like, that whole move just turned my world upside down in terms of childhood and going to a new school and being in a, new environment. I feel like it just holds such a significant meaning for me that I would rather have it there as a constant reminder of where I've been and where I'm at now, where I've come from. So I just feel like that one, or else I would have to have two pairs. I would have to have two pairs.
And I appreciate you saying that. I'm the same way where, certain sneakers, just in my personal history, they mean I have my 94, 95 Chicago's, like I've had them since 8th grade. They're 10.5, so they're a little, but I'm convinced that Nike used to make shoes bigger because they really fit like 11. But that's the same thing, man. It's like it's sentimental. That's what really influences my purchasing.
Yeah.
Of either wanting the shoe or having had the shoe, or damn, like the Air Structure, mine were crumbling from '08. So I that's the shoe I have to have. But with the answers, so you had the navy patent leather ones with the gold. Those?
Yeah, I actually, I'll send you when this live is over. I have a picture, and it's rare back in that day when you have like a lot of pictures. As a kid, you have some, but I actually have a picture of me in those with the Dallas Cowboy Emmitt Smith jersey. That's how big of a tomboy I was. I begged my dad, and I'm like, Emmitt Smith, just really for me, it was the last name because my last name is Smith before I got married. So to me at that time, I'm like, you can't tell me nothing. I have this sneaker that I've been, like swooning over, as well as this jersey that's got my name on the back. Like, I was super tomboyed out. But I'll send you a picture later. And somebody said they wanted to see the Blazers, so I'll grab those.
Now that I know your size and I know which, because I've seen, answer before. If I see any 8.5s or 9s, I got you.
All right, I appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem. No problem.
So I have these just so people can see these. This is a maroon kind of color. Sail midsole. And then this is more of a, what I say, like a flat leather on those. And then you have some pebbled leather on these with some kind of rough suede on, obviously on the toe box. What's cool about this one, I don't know if people see the line here, but that's like that, it's like a lime green or yellow. I don't know if y'all can see that because of the lighting, but yeah, these are dope. Like, these is just something, honestly, that I wanted to put back in my collection. I haven't worn a blazer in a very, very long time. One, because I don't have a arch, and with wide feet and blazers, and then I got a little chunky ankle. But I'm gonna embrace it on today because K Fresh is K Fresh, so she gonna make them pop, no matter what her feet looking like. I'm gonna make them pop.
You remember blazers were real hot there from like '08 to like 11. Blazers were more hot than Dunks or Jordan ones, like late 2000s. But I feel it. Now, what's the shoe that everybody loves that you just don't fuck with?
That everybody loves. I'm trying to think. So, okay. I kind of don't want to say this because I don't want people to unfollow me. And it's not that I don't F's with it, but it is not my favorite colorway of this particular silhouette. Okay? So I'm just not really over the moon in terms of these cool gray 11s. Like, they don't move me. Like, there is far better colorways. Obviously, there's the bread. I even wear the damn, sorry, I'm getting on a tangent now because I'm like, I don't get it. Like, it's a gray shoe, and when it yellows, it looks terrible. Me personally. Don't unfollow me, y'all. Don't unfollow me, please.
Oh, I don't think so. I mean, the thing about 11s and why I think there's urgency with them is because there is such a short shelf life on them, other than the black and red, you know,
Right.
or any pairs that don't have the translucent bottom. You know, I feel like a pair of Concords, if you wear them like a regular shoe, you've got maybe 2 years before they start looking.
Yeah.
You know, and the cool gray, it's a moment. I mean, I didn't get the 2010 pair. I still have my pair from 2001. I'll actually show them here. You can see how beat down this box is.
Yeah.
But I feel you. I mean, you know, this is a 20-year-old shoe, but you know,
I mean, yeah, it's you know, yeah, it's 20 years old, but I get it.
like these started looking like this. I didn't wear them that much. I mean, it took about 8 years to start really.
Yeah.
Most people, it's about 2 years, and then
Yeah.
I would like to get a pair, but I don't know, man. I mean, I'm over the 11 in general. Like, I have all the ones I really would like. I mean, that's probably the last one, but it's not if I don't get them. So
yeah, that's how I feel too. Like, if I don't get it, I won't be heartbroken. I definitely think that there could possibly be something else that is rumored to come out during that time that I would go for over that sneaker, especially if it ends up being a women's release, because I'm all about the women's releases, obviously. And I think that those are more sentimental to me, personally, than, you know, a cool gray 11. So I don't know. I'm not into them.
okay. Do you have a favorite sneakerhead?
A favorite sneakerhead?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. You put me on the spot. For what reason? Like, that I like their style, or I just like their whole, just, I guess, them as a person? Because
who do you check for? Like, you know, I guess, you know, because you're really big into style and, you know, outfit architecture.
Yeah.
Who do you like? Like, all right, he did that. You know,
Yeah.
He did.
Honestly, I think this might be unpopular as well, but I like a lot of like micro influencers like us, you know, like a Chic and Sneaks or Sneaker Vibes Only, or, you know, even a Talks with TJ, for example. Somebody who is, I think, more relatable and attainable in terms of who they are and what they represent. So, you know, for example, when I had my Pop the Culture live yesterday, a lot of people, the people on the panel talked about what their style is, their sneaker/clothing style. And it was funny because the way that they were explaining that was, I could vividly see that through their Instagram pages, you know? So it wasn't this kind of phony, fake facade. I think a lot of times when we get super large into influence, we don't truly know if they're in it. Now, we could say like somebody maybe like a Teyana Taylor, but we still don't know if she's really a true sneakerhead, or if like brands is sending her that shit because they know that she gonna dress it out and it's gonna be fly and she's gonna be the sexiest woman alive, you know, type of deal. So I honestly really like the, you know, the micro influencers, because we really are bringing ourselves authentically into this space. And, you know, we're more attainable. So a lot of people think that I'm, you know, somebody to go to and inspired and motivated by what I wear, and know that if they send me a DM and ask me about a certain, you know, shoe or, you know, a certain outfit, I can respond. You know what I mean? That more like relatable type of communication. So, and I know I missed a couple people, but y'all know what I mean. Y'all out here doing y'all thing, and I love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before on this show. You know, I really appreciate the way ladies that are in life support each other, because us dudes, we don't really do it. I do need to say right,
Not the dudes.
But you know, it's the way that you all are passionate about it. It just kind of reminds me of how shoes used to be in the 2000s and even far back, where, you know, it's organic. Like, it's
Right.
A lot of dudes, like I said, they get big where they get 10,000 followers or over 8,000 followers or however many. You know, you can't talk to anybody, and it's like, bro, it's shoes.
Yeah.
You know? I like shoes. You like shoes. You know, now if you're on some bullshit, that's
right.
You know, if it's just genuine, man, I really like the way you do. You know, people have hit me like that, and I'm, thank you. You know what I mean? It's a lot, So, I appreciate the way that y'all approach the game. So
Absolutely.
Now, do you have a favorite sneaker YouTuber?
I have a couple. I mentioned Talks with TJ. I really like how she obviously brings herself again authentically in a space, and I'm also trying to do better in terms of budgeting. So she always gets on my head. I feel like she's talking directly to me when she talk about have your little sneaker budget. I really like Sneaker Fetish. I don't know if you know who Sneaker Fetish is, but he really does break down a lot of the history with the shoe. Someone who doesn't necessarily, someone who doesn't know everything about a shoe. Again, like I only know KU basketball. I'm not, big into the NBA and things like that. So knowing that a lot of these sneakers have much more significance than it just being an OG colorway or a Jordan, for example, or Allen Iverson. I love that he brings that to his channel. And that's something that I would watch kind of any day. And then I really like Wear Testers. I don't know what it is about Wear Testers, but Chris and his wife, like that whole duo, I really love them. And then the newest channel that I like, they go live a lot, which is DJ Soul Agenda. So Chaz and DJ, they go live every night at like 9. And they're just, the fact that like you have a husband and wife that like sneakers, because my husband likes sneakers, like he could care less. Like, he'll go in and get what he needs when he needs it, but he's not just all the time buying sneakers. And so to see them interact and, purchasing shoes and talking about shoes, and it really feels like a family atmosphere on their channel. And I really like that. So those are just a couple of people that I can think of. There's a lot more. I do watch Tony D2 Wow. I watch like some of the bigger YouTubers, but I think it's more about personality than anything with the YouTubers. Like if they're just sitting there kind of like what do you call it, monotone, then I'm not gonna watch it. But if they're like, what's up everybody, it's your boy Tony D2 Wow back with another banger, then I'm like, yes, give me all the energy.
Got you. Okay. All right. So now I've got to ask you some more basic questions, but they're vital. So what is your favorite shoe right now?
That I'm wearing, or just like in general?
Just in general.
Let me think, because I want to show it off too. So that's why I'm like kind of looking at what I've got. All right. Right now, my favorite shoe is this one.
Really like that olive green Bulls shirt.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's dope. I got it from PacSun for like, no, not PacSun, American Eagle for like $8. Like I was like, I need this. Like, and it's I can't remember the company, but it's even got like a little embroidery here for the company, so it's pretty dope. So these right now are my favorite, which are the Bacons. Very fortunate enough to have these. Actually, Jumpman Eric, who's a part of the Kick Squad, all of us that go live on YouTube, he actually had access and he was able to copy these for me. So I did get them for retail. This is every time I listen to the history, the guy talking about from Dave's meat, what is it, Dave's meat?
Quality Meats.
Yeah, Dave's Quality Meats. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen him talk about his concept, but it's hilarious, but it's brilliant. And I'm like, I freaking need this shoe. Like, just for the simple fact of how he came up with this whole idea.
Yeah, at the last minute,
At the last minute, he's like, bro, give me all the bacon you like need, and we just gonna make a shoe out of freaking slabs of bacon. I love it. I'm here for it.
So, Nike came out with all of the shoes back to back to back,
Yeah.
So I got every shoe but I was able to get the clots. I was able to get the structures, taking an L and getting them after the tune match. That bacon is the only one. And I've wanted it since it came out when I used to see it on Nike Talk. But, in Cleveland, we wasn't getting nothing like that. They were only in New York at his store. So,
yeah.
They don't really resell for that much.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Where I struggle is, and don't unfollow me, or, anybody who doesn't follow me in this, don't unfollow me. Air Max 90s are like an acquired taste for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that.
It's a more feminine silhouette than some of the other Air Maxes. I have quite a few, but the way the shape of the shoe is, to me, a wide foot, the eye stays kind of pressed down on my foot. So
Yeah.
I like to have them for retail, but not much more than retail. So that's why I don't have them.
I can respect that. That's kind of how I feel about, for some reason, Air Max 1. I'll wear them. Like, I have a pair, but I don't know. They just, on me, on my feet, I don't feel like they look good. So, yeah.
Well, what is your go? Like, ooh, I'm gonna kill him today. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's that?
A kill 'em shoe? Ugh. I don't know. I don't really go into things thinking like I'm gonna kill the game. But I'm gonna bring this out and then people gonna be like, because they hate these shoes. But for some reason, heads turn when I wear this sneaker. I don't know why, but they do.
I'm pressing my up.
Hold on one second. They're actually in my car, so I'm gonna have to pull out a different one. I forgot I was supposed to wear them, and then I didn't. So I'll pull out two. I'll make it fun. Let's see. I was gonna pull out the zebras, which is the 350, but I don't know. Every time I wear that shoe, everybody's like, "Oh my God, is that real? Is that a real shoe?" And I'm like, they've restocked like 7 times. Why are people still like? But the bread 350 is usually a head turner because these obviously haven't retroed that many times or re-released, and I was fortunate to get those on Yeezy Supply.
I think just once.
Yeah, only once. Yeah, and I hit on Yeezy Supply, so I was not complaining. But really, these are the head turners right now.
Okay.
Yeah, not too many people. I actually got really lucky because I believe that this was the only 9 in the store that I won the raffle on, and I didn't even come off the wait list. Like, I put in 5 head starts or tickets, 5 extra tickets on Finish Line. People were putting in like 20. And for some reason, I won this sneaker. So I ended up putting, the off-white laces in there. Off-white knockoff laces, obviously, because they're not off-white laces. But, yeah, this is a clean shoe. How come I don't see comments anymore? Y'all still here?
I see them still.
Oh, mine's messed up. Let me see.
Everybody props, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, you got a couple people disappointed that you was buried, and you know what I'm saying? So it's been good.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't see comments. The last comment I seen is Chic and Sneak saying we out here, and I have not seen any other comments, so I do apologize if y'all are actually talking to me on here.
Yeah, okay. How do you how do you store your sneakers? Do you keep them in the original box, or do you?
Yeah. I don't have, people think, okay, so let me just say this. People think that because you buy a lot of sneakers that you have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money. So in my opinion, when with the whole box thing, that would be great to have, but with 6 of them costing almost $70, I don't have I have almost 100 pair of sneakers. You really think that I'm going to buy 100 of those boxes? Like, I don't have money like that. But if any of y'all are affiliated with the Container Store or y'all got a little coupon, let me know. Because I would like to be able to see. I would say what I would do is I would have a kind of a smaller wall. That would be my goal, and then I can rotate stuff. So like things that I haven't worn in a while, I would actually take out of the box, put them in there so I can see them and actually wear them. Because like I said, I like to wear my sneakers, but with them all being all over the place, downstairs, upstairs, in the bedroom, I forget that I have these sneakers.
I want to get the clear boxes for all the shoes I have that don't have boxes.
Yeah.
I just kind of keep all of those in my garage. It's boxes of shoes in my garage on my side that just don't have boxes. But I can't commit, and I'm the same. Like, people think that you have a lot of sneakers, you have a lot of money. And I'm like, well, I'm 40. I've been working in shoe stores for a long time. I've had a lot of discounts. So in sales, closeout, because closeout, you know, Burlington, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Gabriel Brothers, those have been some of my best finds that weren't.
Yeah.
But me, the pandemic has kind of changed that. I don't know if it's been like that for you, but before the pandemic, I used to find it, especially at Burlington.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I think, again, the pandemic obviously did change a lot of the buying habits. And to me, I felt like a lot of people started using those stores to get that side hustle on, where they're able to go into the Burlingtons, Ross, TJ Maxx, grab a sneaker that's $64.99, put it on eBay and say no box, and now you got a multi-million-dollar LLC company, you know, in a pandemic, because everybody's buying shoes and you're able to just take them all out of, you know, those types of stores and make $100 a piece on them. So I get it.
Yeah. All right. Now, do you have a tragic sneaker story or a hard L or anything, you know?
Well, I'm not going to speak this into existence. But my last, I would say, kind of a tragic sneaker story would probably have to be the laser orange threes. I don't have any threes. I've never really truly been into them. They look like a bulky sneaker. The only bulky sneaker I want is the Answer One, like, you know, in a nutshell. So I don't have any threes, but I think that one particularly stuck to me just because I can't remember who the live was with. I feel like it was a Tiana Denise, and then there was a lady who actually works at Nike that was influential in that sneaker, and a couple other, you know, women's releases. And it just really spoke to me, the fact that this Black woman was like a part of this, and this was a women's release. I had to have the shoe, and I was not able to get it. And my friends helped me day in and day out. Everybody from the Kick Squad, D Reese Heat, Jumpman Air, A Fresh Culture, Ami Air, like all of them were like, sis, we gonna get you this shoe. Could not get it. And it was that damn 10 and a half. If it was a 9, I would have the sneaker. But because it's a 10 and a half, I didn't get it. So that, to me, I'm still heartbroken over that. And I don't really pay resale for sneakers. So it already, like, when I look at it, it's over the threshold that I would pay for the shoe. So it is a lost cause. But that one would be like near and dear to my heart. That would have been my first 3 to put in my collection. And I don't have it because of that 10 and a half.
Gotcha. Just right quick, I want to say what's up to Shaker Heights. That is the place I'm from. They're in this live. The city. And J Star, Hunter Kerrigan, a couple people. You know, hello everybody, join.
What up?
I got a similar instance. Now, I said this on the show before. You probably heard me say it, but you know, when the pandemic started, the first few releases you could just get the DMP 6 and the Fire Red 5. Got
that. I got the DMP. I passed on the 5.
But that Flint 13 is what let me know this shit was different.
Correct.
Because, you know, I'm thinking with my pre-pandemic brain, I'm like, all right, the hood loves 13. It's a full family. I should be able to just get it. Now,
right.
I didn't work in because I was still managing for Foot Locker last year, and the store I was at was still closed, not because of the pandemic anymore. There's a Richmond Mall in Cleveland. We were closed down because our mall was messed up. Like, we had issues with the state of the mall before the pandemic. So we were up until July, right before I moved down here. So I figured, well, we'll be open by then. Everything else is opening on May 12th, so we'll be open too. I'll be able to get shoes. So I tried on sneakers. I entered raffles for everywhere else when I realized that we weren't going to be open, and I couldn't get them. And I just couldn't believe it. And I still can't. I have every 13 except that one, 95 and 10. But I wanted to do a comparison video for my YouTube with all 4 pairs. But
that'd be dope.
Yeah,
I don't think they're much over resale. Do you pay resale for shoes?
No.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'll kind of hated on me for it over the years, but since I've been in stores for so long, I don't even like paying retail for the shoes.
Right.
But I'll pay retail for them. I mean, at Shaker Heights High School, where I was going when those came out, 97, 98, that's great for me. Everybody had them. Like, even the gym teachers had those shoes. You know, I had to get them. Like, they were just so perfect. Can't get with the red flints, but that's a whole nother thing. But yeah,
you can't get with the red flints. Those are like a must-cop for me.
Well, you got a, I don't know, you got a cooler shoe size than me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't like this trend that they're doing where they're swapping out colors. Now, I really believe that
the panels,
there probably were a million Jordan 13 samples from the OG run, as well as all of the retro runs. You know, stuff at the public. But I just can't get with them.
That's cool.
But, you know, it's good. It's a nice looking shoe. You wore them well. You know. But, okay. What, how does your family or significant other feel about your relationship with sneakers? That laugh.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's actually really funny because every time my dad lives in Indiana, so about 4.5 hours from where I'm at, and every time he comes, he literally comes straight down to the basement to see what new shoes I got. And then he has the audacity to like go on live on his Facebook to show off my sneaker collection. So I don't know. It to them is like a petting zoo at this point. You know, they like embrace it. They come down. They have a good time. You know, they look and see. You know, and I think for him too, again, because he had what I would consider a lot of the OGs. You know, back when he was playing basketball, there really hardly wasn't any retros. So like, he remembers a lot of these. I had them. Yeah, I did this and that. So it's like kind of like nostalgic for him. My mom was never into sneakers. And why do I have a box that just arrived, a pair of sneakers that she bought and they at my house? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's funny because your family, you know, there's some people who are like, I don't get it. But they're like, now my mom and my dad are both like either buying more shoes or wanting me to get them certain sneakers because they, you know, like them. And like I said, my husband, he does not get it. He's like, more shoes. Oh my God, more shoes. Why is FedEx here? I was joking on a live. I said, every time, you know, a UPS or whatever comes by, my husband's always like, more shoes? And he did that when I was not on the live, but just chatting. And 2 boxes showed up from UPS. And I was like, y'all, I literally just told y'all my husband just did this, and now there's actually a box showing up. So, you know, he's like, I mean, it is what it is. It's my money. I can spend it. But I would say I would be the only person that, like, really loves shoes like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I still can't see the comments, so I don't know what you all are saying. But I love you all anyway.
All right, now just a few more questions. What direction do you see your collection going in the future?
I honestly was thinking about this the other day. Just kind of how you said, you know, when the 2090 came out, you felt like, you know, let's get a pair, that's, you know, try it out, see what it's all about. I would love to start doing that more, especially when there's a new sneaker, a new silhouette coming out. So, for example, this is kind of old now, but the New Balance 327s, for example, those just coming out. I want to get a pair of those. You know, I do want to get, actually want to get back into Saucony. Saucony and New Balance was a thing for me back when I was a kid. So I've been liking some of the stuff that I've seen with the Saucony. So I would love to get back into that. And really what I'm getting at is I really want to explore comfort. You know, a lot of these sneakers, especially the newer technology, it's more comfortable, or, you know, in that line of comfort or walking or a trainer, and kind of get out of the Air Jordan 1 or the Air Jordan 11, because we all know those shoes hurt our feet. There is no comfort whatsoever. So if I would pay $190 or $200, I could pay $140 for a dope Saucony that I could wear all day in an amusement park and still turn heads. Because let's be real, there are some New Balances, there are some Sauconys, there are some other sneakers that are way more comfortable, and people are still like, man, what are those? Like, where'd you get those from? Those are dope, you know? And so I really want to see my collection evolve a little bit into more of the, you know, the comfort and more of just a regular kind of trainer, but something that I'm exploring with the different technologies and stuff.
What's up, Love Jones? Loves Jones, my bad.
Hey, hey.
All right. Well, for one, I really appreciate you saying Saucony and not Saucony, like most of us black folks do. You know what I mean? But I love Sauconys. Jazz's, Shadows. I recently had a pair of original Jazz 3000 that were from 1990 that crumbled on me, so I'm a little hurt. They lasted for a long time, like 30 years. You know what I mean? But they finally conked out on me. But I really love vintage wearable stuff. There's not a lot of stuff like that doesn't have like a rubber bottom. Like some of the older basketball shoes, of course, Jordan 1s and Dunks, but
right.
Air Force 1s, but it's only certain running shoes that you really pull out and they come apart.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And even I would even want to get a pair of, like, I just bought my mom some Shadows, some Air Force One Shadows, and she said those are way more comfortable than, you know, the Air Force One. So I plan on picking a pair up of those as well, just because, again, comfort is everything.
My wife has a few of those. I really wish they made those for men.
Yeah, they're dope.
You know, some of the colorways, I'm like yeah.
But all white though would be fire.
With all the stuff on it, throw some 3M on it, maybe. You know,
right.
I'm with you. Okay. What is on your radar next? Like, what's the next?
The All Mom in Air 3s. Everybody pray for me. Everybody put up their hands and pray for me because I've been taking L on this 10.5.
Ah, man, you can't just do a 10. You know, your luck will probably be different with the 10.
Well, here's my thing. I don't own a 3, so I don't know if it's a true to size, if it's something I can go down on. If you can say confidently that I can wear a 10, yes, I will go for a 10, but I don't have any 3s.
All right, now look, I think you'll be okay with it, but if it doesn't work, if you get a 10 and it doesn't fit, it's not my fault.
See, no, can't do it. I can't chance it. Cannot chance it.
That's how I do my wife sometimes. I'm like, you know, you can do this, but it's not my fault.
Yeah, I need those.
They're nice.
That story resonated with me more than any other sneaker I've ever came into contact with in my whole entire life. Like that, you know, again, that 97, 96 time. Like that was when my mom really became like a single mom when we moved back to St. Louis. So, you know, for me, there's a lot of significance with that story to me, and that's why I have to have that shoe. Like that might be the shoe I pay resale for at this point because I have to have it.
Well, since you can't see the comments, there are many prominent lady heads in the comments telling you not to size down.
Okay.
So, and I said anything. Many prominent
10.5. I'm sorry, I cannot see the comments.
And you know, I kept seeing Sneaker Freak Sid's like wedding pictures. They should third check because I mean, you know, I was even looking at them like, you know, I could dress these boys up, suit or something like that. I'm thinking myself, where I'm like, I may even try to get a women's 14 to see if I can get something going, but it probably won't happen for me.
Yeah,
Get them because you definitely want them a lot more. I haven't bought a 3 and probably since the black cement back in 18. That was probably, but they don't really that much either to me, you know. Yeah. But all right, so before we wrap up, did you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I guess the biggest, you mentioned a couple of times that, you know, you've worked for different stores and things of that nature, sneaker stores and specifically. What would be, I guess, like the biggest advice or what you would tell people that do purchase a lot of shoes or collect a lot of shoes? Like what would be that advice that you would tell them? Because you also said like you don't even like to half the time get stuff on resale. So is there like something that people should know? Because, you know, we all try to chase, you know, these new hot releases, but in my opinion, there are still really great sneakers on the wall that aren't going to cost you a fortune. that are still fly. So, you know, what would you say to us as the consumer?
All right. Well, what you said, you know, is that it's kind of like everybody wants the Jordans. I'm actually kind of surprised that Jordans are still popular with kids under 25. You know what I mean? But you know, um, really buy what you really like. Like, don't buy stuff because you feel like it's cool, or because this rapper has it, or because this influencer that the internet is telling you is cool has it. As far as um, that's such a question I could answer so many different ways.
I know, right?
I'll just say for older people that's just stay at the store level. Don't try to jump in trying to buy resale right off the way. You know what I mean? Off the rip.
Yeah.
Especially on StockX, because if you just look hard enough, a lot of that stuff you could just find. You know.
Yeah.
I'm still big on eBay and Poshmark and Pari. I don't really mind buying a shoe. It doesn't have to be. Some shoes have to be new, but
yeah,
you know, like I can't see used white Air Force One. I'm not going to paint or customize myself.
Yeah.
You know, and if you plan on having the shoes for a long time, look at quality and look at a shoe that's age. Like, for instance, I was just telling my one friend, Griffies are hot again. And you remember when Griffies were hot from like 2009 to like 2012, you know, that whole Griffey era. But Griffies don't age well. So you get the shoe that ages well, and they're great shoes, but the paint on a lot of those old school trainers and basketball shoes is just shit. You know? It's a couple different ways, but for anybody, I just say buy what you. If you like that New Balance 327 or that 237 or that 574, get it. If you like New, you ain't got to jump to the 998 or the 1500 because those cost way more. Wear that shit and you just around your regular way, they ain't gonna know what the fuck it is.
Right. Nope.
He balances. But you got them at Champs. And he'd be like, no, I got them from End or I got them from Side. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I don't know if I really actually answered the question, but that was
that's all good stuff. I think basically what you're trying to say is, you know, be true to yourself. You know, you probably see a lot of people trying to come in and get what's hype because, you know, they want to wear it at school and whatever and flaunt for the gram. But there's a lot of other dope stuff out there, and that's what makes you original, you know, as a person, as someone who likes sneakers. So,
all right. So said Jordan literally made y'all buy shoes. Look at that man collection in the back. Now, Sosa Kicks, I'm gonna tell you, most of these Jordan ones are old, and I paid less than $80 for most of them, and these are OG. So, yeah, I bought them, but I'm 40, and I remember watching Michael Jordan play. I've seen him in person, so it's a whole different thing for me.
Right.
For example, and I don't mean to be like this, but I kind of stuck a cord with me.
Yeah, let's show off.
This is 2001. It's oxidized. The shit is yellow in here. Like, fun hype, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. These are the Chicagos out of 8th grade. Like, you know, people are painting the soles yellow. Like, this is just because it's old as fuck. So, you know, I love Michael Jordan. I mean, and then we got these.
Nice.
So, you know, these were a thrift store find. These bitches were $2.
Is that a neutral gray?
Yes.
That's crazy.
$2.
Damn.
You know, I found them back in 2008 before the Jordan hype.
But a box too at a thrift store?
Well, nah, that was a Nike box I sold somebody.
Oh, okay. I was like.
So I just nah, but they were at the bottom of a box of neckties. I like ties. You know, when I dress up, I like to wear weird ties. So that's why I ended up finding them. But
that's what's up.
Yeah, I just had to. I don't really respond to the questions, but I don't want to make it seem like I'm on some hypebeast shit.
I appreciate that. That's real. That's real.
Yeah. So, I do appreciate you, you know, being on the show. You know.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. Honestly, I thought I was never gonna get on this show. I'm like, he don't know me.
Now I know you. You know, I've been seeing you for a while. I mean, a lot of stuff has happened just in the last 3 months. I mean, I've lost my mother-in-law and a couple other people. So I've kind of been in and out of town. So I've gotten to do this, but I haven't really gotten to do this.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to have you on, but I've gotten a lot of people that they don't know who I am, and they're like, nah, or, you ain't got enough followers, so I ain't fucking with you. Like, or the thing I've heard lately is because I work for Converse, I've been wearing a lot of Chucks and and people don't think I have all this other stuff. That's with me. They think I'm some sort of, and I'm like, everybody wears, but okay. So I've heard knows and reasons why, doing this. So I really appreciate,
Absolutely. Thank you.
So, and I appreciate the way that you do the fits, all that. So
yeah, absolutely. And just let me know if you ever want to link again. We could do this again. We can talk about something different. We could, invite other people. I'm a cool, down to earth people. I like to meet new people. So this is really awesome. I was glad to be able to see most of the chat. For some reason, the chat's not coming up. So I'm hopeful that I'll meet some new people as well. So thank you so much for having me on.
No problem. One more question, and I hate to put you on the spot. If you say no, it's cool. Since we both, have YouTube channels with over 1,000, do you mind if I share my YouTube page?
Yeah.
All right, because I'm gonna, since we both got over 1,000, if I tag you in it, you'll actually see it. You know what I mean? So, if you ain't got over 1,000, they ain't. It's like YouTube ain't messing with you. So.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, just let me know what you need. I mean, like I said, and we all started from somewhere. I'm almost at 2K, but I had to start with the one subscriber as well. I got my first subscriber. I'm like, oh shit, we in here. Got to that 250, we in here.
Yeah.
Now I'm at almost 1,900, so I'm thankful, and started from the bottom. Now we here, so
for sure. Sure, and I'll be looking for those Iversons for you, because I'm always looking around.
Yeah, and I know that there's some out there that obviously are in good condition given the years on them, but I don't know. I need a brand new off the press one. You know what I mean? Like I need them. I don't know. Like I keep going back and forth. Because there are some that look like they're in very great quality, but the thing is I don't want to get it and unwrap it and it crumble. You know what I'm saying? Because they've had them kept so long.
Well, I guess at least for the Reeboks I have, because I do have a pair of original questions from the 90s, the white and red ones. They don't really, I don't know if it's the Hexalite, but
yeah, probably
like the Nikes do.
Yeah, it's probably the Hexalite.
So it's really held the shoe together. But I will definitely be in touch. Thank you again.
Absolutely.
So let's just get down here. I hate that we even got to end it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I can't see y'all, but shout outs to y'all. It's your girl, K Fresh. And until next time, you already know what to do.
All right.
Stay fresh.
All right. I'll see you.
All right.
All right.